All right. It's time for the smooth groove shimmy. I said a little bit, a late night shimmy. Get our adult on shimmy. Cause it's all allegedly. So riff with me. It's allegedly. You know I heard it on the street. But you can have a smooth groove with me, cause it's allegedly. You're free to say what you want to. It's almost like you're in living color. Almost like you're in living color. Cause we keep it free. Allegedly with me. We're gonna drop the link in the chat. If you wanna say they thin or they fat, come on and shimmy with me for a late night, allegedly. I said allegedly. Come on and give them that left shoulder, right shoulder, right. We gon' get adult tonight. We gonna get in the groove. Keep it lit and smooth. Now, if I gave you Mariah, I would be off key. And I don't want to be like Tinashe she. So no, I can't go that high. We go low. We go low on the allegedly show. Go low on the allegedly show. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Ah! I like that. I might have to open every episode up with a little freestyle, with a little remix. You know, keep it creative, keep it original. My goodness, how is everyone's day? How is everyone's evening? It is 8:03 here in beautiful California, and it's actually a quite crisp 57 degrees. I thought it was going to be hot in California. And actually, you know what? While we letting people come on in the room, should we do another vocal? Do you want to hear the song again and me riff again, or should we just get to topics? I'm going to go by a vote because there ain't many of that, y'all. I'm sorry. It ain't that many of y'all in here. I'm trying to get, a little late night routine going. I'm thinking we could do a little something every day live from 10 to 11, the adult hour. When the kids have gone to bed, we're having an evening beverage and reflecting on our day and the events of the day. That is a bop, because I had to look for some YouTube music. That is a bop. Okay, we're going to get to topics. What is the first thing I wanted to discuss? Let me pull up my notes. Did I close my notes? I closed my notes, but we're going to pull them up anyway. Actually, let's see. We're going to start with my San Francisco gripe. We're going to start there. So, I live in San Francisco. I'm from New York City, if anyone is not familiar. Most of you are. I'm in the store here, and I especially with my usual transactions, I know exactly how much it costs. I put the money on the counter, I take my item, and I move on. one guy was like, why are you in such a rush? And I'm like, I don't get paid to stand around here. I have to go back to work. Like, you're not open late enough for this to be a convenience for me. I'm stopping in the middle of the workday to run this errand because you're not open after 7 p.m. So no, I don't have time. But I also realize this is not the safest city at all. At all. So I'm like, I also want to rush off because I was in Dwayne Reed, aka Walgreens, the other day. And, I handed the lady the money and I rush off. She's like, do you need a bag? No, everything's fine. And, oh, you're always in such a rush. I'm like, no, I'm not in a rush. There is a person behind me wheezing and acting like they're barking. Like, there's someone here that's making me feel unsafe. And you've got 4 police outside, 3 security officers inside, and the only thing they're going to protect in this store is the stuff and you. I have to fend for myself. So no, I'm not going to hang around here because it's dangerous. Come on. Is San Francisco dangerous? You got to keep your head on swivel. I thought New York was dangerous. Ha! San Francisco said, hold my IPA. Exactly. It is very grab and go. The next thing I want to talk about is we have had a break in the Erika Jayne story. We certainly have. We have found out who has been paying Erika Jayne's legal fees. Oh, yes, we have. Now, according to Giorgio on TikTok, I got this from him, and Giorgio and Kempire, follow them on YouTube and TikTok. I don't know how they keep up with all of the housewives tea. I mean, it must be like an IV to them. But Giorgio said a lawyer named James Wilkes has been paying Erika Jayne's legal fees. And she apparently met him through Tom. James or Jim, but the last name is Wilkes. Now, this is what I heard, allegedly. But he looked him up on Instagram, and so did I, and it was the same picture. So we now know she has a new sugar daddy. You see, at least she was smart. Now, she's got a poor mouth for now, and I guess that's why she's saying, I don't care anything about the victims, because she's already planning on calling her next coot. I would rather work hard than have to depend on a coot who could con me, because as smart as you think you are, there's always somebody smarter. Always. But yeah, that's who's supposedly paying her bills, and that's also probably why we haven't seen a true downgrade in her lifestyle. Now, I think her lack of Botox, where that bullfrog neck is, and chin is coming in, where it's getting very ribbit, where I look at her and I think of that 90s commercial, Budweiser. Like, that's what I look when I see that bullfroggy chin. It's gotten so thick because she used to have that very dainty Kyle Richards chin, that poised and pulled up chin. But now her chin has like a layer of fat running from ear to ear, cheek to cheek, a thicker layer of fat. I think she's doing that to garner sympathy from the audience. So I don't think that she has to go without Botox. I think that, well, one, the drinking has definitely put on some pounds. But I think that she's like, you know what? I'm willing to look a little rough so I can be, oh, look at me. Look at how my life has gone down. I went from a Lamborghini and a $15 million house to a Range Rover and a $1 million house. And you still have a pool and a hot tub. Although those kitchen floors, them kitchen floors was sad. I'll tell you that. I will tell you that. Next on our list, speaking of white women in Beverly Hills, Denise Richards is supposedly signed, sealed, and delivered to make a return to the housewives of Beverly Hills. Now, I heard this from Kempire. I heard it from him. Do you want to see Denise back? That's really my question, because I don't feel like Denise is open enough. I don't feel like her marriage is safe enough because remember, everybody seems to gloss over her husband threatened her on camera. He grabbed her hand and said, I will break your hand. Unless you left him, I don't know if I want to see you. Unless y'all in therapy, because that's nothing to play with. We saw what happened with Taylor Armstrong. I don't play with stuff like that. So for that alone, just because I don't want you in harm's way, I don't want to see you back. However, you didn't give anything to the show. You didn't give fashion. You didn't give plot line. You didn't give shade. You gave nothing. Nothing. Like this is, I don't know what you were expecting the show to be. Like maybe you really didn't watch it and were just such in desperate need for a check. I mean, thank goodness you got it because your house burned down. But you were such in need for a check, maybe like Kim Fields, you thought it was going to be different. But I'm sorry, you are too seasoned in the game not to know what this is. Much like Kim Fields. Kim Fields came on deliberately trying to be uninteresting. Kim Fields has to have a little bit of Regine in her. Kim Fields said, I'm going to give you the most boring version of myself I can so I can make this $100,000 for the back taxes and move on with my sissy. I mean, my life. I mean, my life. He just dropped the link in. I'm not sure if I want Denise back. And what would be the point? Like, I guess her, Sutton, and Garcelle could face off against the Chip Heifer, Kyle, Erica, and Renna. But I also hate to say I don't think we could have a show without Renna. I do not. I do not. Next on the list, we have Normani. She has told that she has like 50 or 60, maybe 100 songs, 2 or 3 albums worth. And her album will be out next year. I mean, it's smart to not try to go up against Beyonce, but I feel like you could go up against Beyonce at this point because everybody's going to listen to her. And then when they need a break, they'll listen to you. So I feel like Beyonce is not the soul-crushing, album-crushing artist. Not that she used to be. I just feel like the industry is different and there is more room on our iPods and our phone for more artists. I mean, y'all love that album. I haven't listened to it since I did the review. I only listened to it when I got paid to listen to it. After that, I was good. I listened to Break My Soul, the Madonna Vogue remix a few times, but other than that, I was okay. But I just, you've been saying next year since 2017. When is it this year? Like you will have said this for 6 years. You are like Sheree Whitfield at this point. And the album, really, will it live up to 6 years worth of waiting and standards? Will it? And also, when did you record that music? Because taste and times have changed. Will it sound dated? Because honestly, the name Normani is starting to sound dated. It sounds like a man's promises, empty and unfulfilled. Yeah, Normani, you're giving masculine energy. You're giving I'm going to promise you the world. And all I'm going to do is pull a conceive and leave. We've conceived hope and fandom for you, but you have yet to live up to it. We've tried to nurture and encourage. We'd be there for a pre-album or a pre-sale. But where are you with the art? Now, I may not have come out with my album, but my hits are still available on YouTube. All the hits are still here. We're coming up with new ones every day. Once I figure out how to properly monetize the album, and I also want to do it right, then it will happen. But until then, y'all can do my little acapella ditties that I won't get sued for or won't go bankrupt trying to make. It's giving Dixon. Our next topic is one of my favorites. Heifer Joyce. Heifer Joyce. She at BravoCon said on stage, live on camera, that she still wishes Kandi had gotten with someone of her same level of finance. And she still regrets her and Todd's union. Now, you got 2 grandkids by this man, and you still regret them being together. How do you deal with that kind of foul? And I'm going to bring a guest in. We got Richie B. I want to ask you, is she foul, or is this a plot line to keep Kandi on the show, making her $2 million? Actually, 2.5. Is this all a scheme that Todd set up to bring us the bull? Is it?
I think she's just that hateful. Like, why do you keep doing it? She's already married to the man. Like, is she trying to cause a divorce?
They've been married for darn near 10 years at this point. I don't know what you think you're going to charge.
Does she really think he's going to take all of her money? That's what it's all about.
It is. It definitely is. I don't understand that thinking, because when you're at that level, you may not meet somebody that's a millionaire like that. Or what if she met someone that had more money than her and then tried to take her money?
Well, she said the rich guys treat her like crap.
Yeah, because they can't control her, so they don't want her.
Right. It's like this is Kandi's fault, because she refuses to. Her mother doesn't have any consequences for the things that she says and does.
Or have we been set up for all these years? Because think about it. If it hadn't been for this, what would Kandi's plotline be on the show? And
True.
we know Kandi will lean on her co-stars and lean on her family and lean on her friends. Now, you can't tell me that Karma wasn't going to get paid for getting that shoe thrown at her when Heifer Joyce said, "I'll lay you flat and wear you blind." I think that this is orchestration to keep Kandi clean and pristine, but she's got all of these interesting characters around her. And oh, look what happened a few years later. Old Lady Gang with its own spinoff, its own restaurant. I think we are being set up. It's gone on too long. And Todd has more than proven himself.
Yeah, so she's trying to get another boring show. Like, oh my God, all right. Like, why don't she can open up her own network at this point. She can make her own shows. I want Kandi to go. I want Phaedra back. I'm sorry, I know you don't like Phaedra, but
okay, well, it's been great having you on the show.
Kandi, we have watched her come full circle.
Oh, well, hold on. Now we're about to get shady with it. Now we're about to get real shady. So prepare yourselves. Okay. Chris took a picture with Phaedra and Brooks from House of Dubai.
Oh.
Now, Phaedra, I could tolerate. But Brooks, I have such a low opinion on her
Me as well.
A mother. I see how her child reacts to her, and the neglect was written all over her face. And when her friends brought it up and she couldn't say, yeah, maybe I do need to work on my relationship with my kid. And I'm really trying hard to be a provider, so sometimes I fall off in the parental part. It's okay to say that, but I'm sorry, Brooks, you don't want nothing to do with your child. You will
A
provide
hit
for
dog.
what society forces you to, because if you could leave that baby on the side of the road and with some relatives, you would. You wish you could have been a deadbeat dad. You truly do. You give off that energy. I'm sorry, but I saw how you looked at your kid. I saw how you two interacted. That doesn't lie. I'm sorry. I believe her friends. She just isn't enough.
To
The
me,
child
it
deserves
was
better.
a hit dog was hollering, and she carried on about that comment, and that the girl didn't even mean it like that, and she just went off on everybody. So to me, it was true. What is it? Thou doth protest this too much, or what? However it goes.
Yeah, methinks thou doth protest too much.
Yeah, she
And
was
then you trying to
protesting.
send that kid to boarding school, and your friends that have been to boarding school are telling you, like, no, that's not a
It's
good idea.
awful.
That's
It's
not
awful. It's
healthy.
an awful place.
I mean, so many like rich kids now, like Paris Hilton, they're like, those places are rife with abusers. Like, they know the parents don't care and aren't necessarily going to believe the children. So I just feel like, you really are just like, send them to Switzerland and let me get out here in Dubai and find a rich man. And you're like, oh, well, this ex-husband pays for this and this boyfriend pays for that. And you got the nanny. So all your life is paid for, but you ain't sitting home with your kid that's about to be grown. They 11. They're about to age out to that era of wanting to be around mom. After 12 or 13, the last thing you want to look up in is your parents' face. Right?
She gives like fake pretentious, fake snobby. Like, she's just pretending to be that way. It's not Lisa's kind of like, naturally.
Lisa is a wife.
Yes.
Brooks is a Marlo, but she has a harder edge to her than Marlo. You see, Brooks is Marlo when Marlo was young, but Brooks has a hardness, a cruelty about her. Like, if I saw her, I would cross the street. Brooks is a beautiful woman, but I get evil from her.
She's okay.
Her. I don't trust her. There's something about her that to me is not right. Now, I will say Lisa definitely was like, oh no, I'm going to have a rich husband. Like, she was not farting around by any stretch of the imagination. But she was like, okay, great. I'm going to sit on your lap. I'm going to raise these children. And that's that. Kellyanne, the same thing.
And it seems like Lisa's husband likes her,
Yes, Lisa's husband loves her. Now, I ain't saying Lisa's husband ain't having affairs, but Lisa's husband ain't letting them come back. And Lisa's husband seems like he would have an affair with me at the gym. Game recognized game.
Did you see Chanel Ayan and Phaedra going back and forth on the about their fashions?
I did, and Chanel said, Phaedra, you have the worst fashions, and Phaedra said, I own my clothes, and Chanel should have said, and you think that's an accomplishment? The fact that you wasted thousands of dollars to look like that, you think that's an accomplishment? And guess what? I don't have to own my wardrobe. I'm paid to wear this. You're hustling backwards.
I mean, it's easy to own Fashion Nova's hottest thing. I think the most expensive thing on there is what, $100, baby?
Mm-hmm. She by Sheree costs more.
Yeah. Oh man, I don't know, but I'm tired of Kandi. She can go. It's not much else for her to do on the show.
Kandi is now the Cynthia / Queen Bee, because Kandi gets along pretty much with everybody. Nobody has deep beef with Kandi, so she's able to bring it all together. She doesn't bone carry. So I think that she's something that we need on the show, because otherwise it's too many strong personalities. So
you could bring Cynthia back.
Cynthia was never a star. I feel like having a calm centerpiece like Kandi, versus having a chaotic centerpiece like Nene is also what the show needs. Because when Nene went off the rails, the show went off the rails.
Yeah, I'm so sick of people talking about Nene need to come back, Andy need to make up with her. She sued these people. She sued them.
Yeah.
You just don't like put that to the side.
Yep. 100%.
Then the
100.
allegations of racism and drug use, and you just don't get over that kind of stuff.
Nope. I don't play in court.
But I do feel like, we had all these things. Cynthia lost her husband. Um, Whoever else was going through things, and we were busy playing around with Sanya and Marlo. Like, we. I
Sanya, they gonna give her another season, but I almost wish they had brought Eva back. Hell, uh, Claudia Jordan, bring Claudia
Yes,
Jordan back. But Sanya, I don't dislike her as a human. I think
she's
more of
just
her than Brooks.
she's
But
corny.
yes, she's corny. Her husband's corny. The family is like I feel like she's trying to come on and be Kandi, and it's like we already have a Kandi.
She's giving super fan, really.
Little bit, and then you and Drew not getting along is really like Drew trying to be like, look, I have more ties to Atlanta than you. Let me see if I can bump her off so I can bump my salary up, so that way you can pay for that divorce coming from your bisexual husband. I mean, I could deal with the bisexual husband, but he'd have to have a vasectomy.
Who else? I don't know. Sanya, she's just annoying. Her clothes look cheap.
Well, it's her first season. She's got kids. She can't afford more clothes. You see all the people in her house she paying for.
That's why she should have clothes. I mean, everybody's saving on rent.
Yep.
I don't know. She's just like too flip-flopping ass, bitch.
Well,
Marlo, I'm so sick of Marlo dumping her emotional trauma. It's just like, it's emotionally violent to us. If I wanted to watch therapy, she should go on Ayana. She shouldn't force that upon us, like with her nephews and what she did. She's just despicable how she treated them. And like, I don't want to see Marlo's emotional breakdowns on the show. I tune in to see like happiness and fun shade and whatever, not this like mess, this emotional
and
unstable mess.
and Marlo, like, why not open your money game to us? That's the real question, and that's what you're gonna keep secret. Talk about your dating life. Like, you're single, you're beautiful, you ain't buying all these clothes and having all this glam just to walk around looking cute. Show us the men that are benefiting from your beauty. We want to.
Yeah, let us see.
We have been on here for a smooth 30 minutes, so I don't want to take up too much of your time. But thank y'all so much for joining me. And we will see you tomorrow night for another adult version of the Allegedly Show.
All
Well, not
right.
adult, just a smooth groove.
Okay. I like the song you made up. Was it yesterday? That was
Yep.
a good song. You should.
And we'll do another rendition tomorrow.
Yes, I cannot wait. Okay.
All right. See y'all soon.
Bye bye.